Zodiac Academy, Restless Stars, Part 3.
Done, baby!
We're finally finished.
Woo!
It's that like SpongeBob 1 year later.
Sure, and I brought us a little treat, a little celebratory bubbles.
That's
here
very kind.
Because we did it, gang. We made it through Zodiac. Woo woo! Can you believe it? Are you so happy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm really
Don't scream.
I'm not gonna scream.
Oh.
I see that you're doing it.
Opa!
You did it. Proud of you. That was great. Has it been marinating in the fridge for a long time? Is it gonna be like very crispy?
Yeah, it's been in the fridge for a long time.
I love that. I am going to say I think that at the end we'll give our thoughts. Can I give my thoughts? Can I give a thought now?
Listen, this is your show.
Okay, great.
So whatever you want to do. I don't really care if we cover chapter by chapter at this point.
Again, if we were reading not for the pod and didn't have other commitments of things we needed to read, then perhaps this would have been completed in, several months.
Before we get into it any further, if all of you are at the end of the episode, we are going to talk about our plans for the next coverage and what we're going to do going forward. So
this will be a surprise to me too.
And listen to the end of the episode to get all the details of what's coming up next. So, okay.
We're going to start. Oh,
are you ready? I feel like we needed cheers again.
Oh,
we really did it. And
we did it.
Proud of us.
You know who's really excited? Tommy, producer Tommy.
Okay, and you know what? This is just going to get better. The more of this we drink, the better it's going to get.
Yeah, just absolutely schmammered on here on the internet.
Podcasters will become.
Okay, so we are starting at chapter 52. It is chapter 52 through, I think, 119. That is the end of the book, technically. Depending on what you read, there may have been some bonus chapters. There may have also been, I read it ebook. And there were also like Echo Fort chapters. I am not going to cover those. I am just going to cover the true Zodiac Academy. So chapter 52, we will get started, is from Tory's POV. Currently, the twins are trying to escape the Jade Palace. On the way out of the Jade Palace, they encounter Therix in the throne room. They reason with him that literally the whole situation of his being trapped by his pseudo parents, if we will call them that, is so fucked up. They end up making a deal with him. If he helps them escape, they owe him a debt. And we will reference that again at the end of the book. The girls are forced back down into the tunnels to get out and end up in a room where Bard's experiments are being conducted. There is a weird lab tech of sorts, and he spills that they've been creating these quote-unquote killing machines that are controlled by an atlas, which is crazy, and manacles. So there's like an atlas that they break out of the desk, and it sends them to GPS locations, basically, pings. And that's how the monsters are controlled. And the manacles that they wear then would like bring them home or make them return home.
Back to their cells.
Correct. Darcy ends up hacking the atlas and sets the geolocation for the monsters to the middle of the defense that Lionel is mounting against the rebel army outside. But there is a problem. All the cells are locked. So they're like, well, I guess we got to do it ourselves. So the girls plow through the halls, unlocking the cells, and whisk off into the night free. All right. Chapter 53 is a Xavier POV chapter. Xavier and Darius are still on top of the mountain outside the Jade Palace. Remember, Tory shirks old Darius pretty good here because he can't fit in the crevasse. And they are waiting for the twins to return. Xavier is holding up this illusion, and he is getting real fucking tired. And Lionel's army has almost reached the illusion, which is a capital P problem. Xavier uses his power to take down Uncle Urkin, binding him in vines and making the ground swallow him whole. Cool. Good for Xavier. All the while holding this illusion. So if we ever thought that Xavier wasn't powerful, now you know how powerful he is. The army ends up breaching the rebel illusion, and shit goes crazy. The counselors are revealed because they have been embedded in the middle of this illusion to make it more lifelike. And sorry, the counselors are revealed down in the battleground, and Xavier and Darius are spotted by their father as assisting the rebels, and he makes a run for them. The monsters make it to Lionel's army and start in on the rebels, but Lionel is focused on the boys. Sorry, the monsters have been turned against Lionel's army, so they make it there and they are tearing them up effectively, but Lionel's too preoccupied with what's going on with the boys. Just as Lionel's about to roast the boys, the twins show up and shield them all with Phoenix Fire, and whoosh, we stardust out of here back to Zodiac Academy. Back at Ass HQ, the girls tell the counselors and company that they, quote unquote, freed the fallen star, and she cleaned, this is the phrasing from the book, cleaned the shadows. Yep. With everyone back, Xavier heads to his room and has a hot threesome with Sophia and Tyler, where he finishes multiple times. Praise be. Poor boy. All right. Chapter 54 is a Lionel. Anything you want to add? I'm sorry.
Xavier accidentally live streams himself.
Oh, right. Yes. But now everybody knows that he can finish, so good for him. Chapter 54 is a Lionel POV. It is post-battle. This is battle 1.
Battle.
Yeah. This skirmish.
Yeah, he's pissed.
It's a skirmish. It's more than a skirmish, but less than a...
Yeah, it's more of a...
Because really, there's one, like, big battle, and that's at the end. Lionel barely makes it back to the throne room. His shadow hand has been stripped because, again, the shadows have been cleaned. Lavinia's powers are weakened. They're not completely gone. And he is big mad that he no longer has a hand, and he can hear Lavinia screaming throughout the castle. He demands to see Vard and Lavinia. Lavinia explains that the shadows are no longer under control, but the nymphs are still loyal to her. So bad nymphs still loyal to Lavinia. Lionel forces her hand, no pun intended, making her guardian bond to him so she can bind her remaining shadows and make his hand again. She makes the hand, but it's not the same as it was. Poor baby Lionel. Vard is still off trying to shove his monsters back in the cage, so he is not available. While Lionel is trying to figure out what the Vega twins' play was, because he doesn't really understand why they would come here and risk it, if you will. He gets news from Linda Rigel that all the detention centers have been freed and the lesser Fae are gone. This is when things start to click for Lionel, and he runs to the Star Cavern, where he finds Therix, who is half Fae, half nymph, but is also more than that the fallen star is gone.
It's been released back.
Released, yeah. It has released its energy and has gone into the earth. Correct. Clydenius, then, as you know, the fallen star who has taken a Fae form, shows up, and now Lionel's actually scared for the first time because Clyde is all, I told you I needed a trinity, where did I lose you? But don't worry, Madame Monita is charting the stars for the next opportunity to catch the next fallen star. Yeah, so
she's part of Lionel's inner circle.
Correct. Yeah, she's working for him, but like I guess we've already got a plan, so he's scared, but I don't know, begging for forgiveness, I guess. Chapter 55 is a Darius POV. It is the post-battle celebration back at Zodiac Academy, but naturally Darius isn't celebrating. Lance admits to Darius that both he and Darcy are concerned about the Darius and Tory bloodlust. Darius senses that Tory has concocted some sort of plan for their meeting with the ferryman, because again, she demanded, we're going to meet the ferryman and you're going to go with me. We got to find out what the terms of this deal are.
Yeah, because we still don't really know.
Sure.
And I'm going to be honest with you, even after our meeting with the ferryman, I'm still not really sure what the terms are. And yet they fulfill it somehow by the end of this book. Okay.
Don't worry about it.
I'm not.
Well, I guess we do hear something, but we'll talk about it in a minute. We learned that Tyler Corbin is going to live stream the twins announcing the fall of the Nebula Inquisition Centers, and that Tyler has already published a story about Darius's return from death. We also get a cameo by Cindy Lou Who, because she's a stalker.
I can't believe that she's
peeing on things. It's weird.
It's amazing.
Darius and Tory have a sexy sesh in the woods. Post Cindy Lou Who stalker. Anything else you'd like to add?
No.
All right. Chapter 56 is Orion's POV. Oh, Geraldine has a dare at the party, and it is to play drunk pitball. I was like,
Fun.
I said, gang, now's not the time.
But also, like, you
Sure.
gotta take a win where you can, because frankly,
We don't get few of them. We get few of them.
They don't think they've got no chance of winning.
Sure. It is the next morning, and Lance calls a meeting at King's Hollow with Darius and Caleb. Of course, everyone shows up because, like, no secrets in this gang. Turns out that Lance is going to propose, and Darius gives him Lexi Acrux's sapphire ring to do it with, which we know is a big deal for Darius to give away his quote-unquote treasure. Lance passes the ring around, and everybody adds something to it, and it's very cute. I thought that was really cute.
This was one of my favorite parts of the book, was them talking about all the different, like, magical things that they imbued into the
Ring for Darcy,
and
yeah.
It was really cool.
It's very
and,
sweet.
Like, Geraldine, like, does the thing where she makes it, like, super extra sparkly and it'll never lose its shine.
Right.
And Caleb imbues, like, you know, some earth magic, and then
It's like vines and all sorts of things.
It was really cool.
Yeah,
I really
we've
liked
come
it.
full circle on the bully
And, like,
romance.
some of the people put their, like, star sign, like, on it. It was really something special.
We get a moment where Hale and Marissa are in the room with us, and Darius finally gets Gabriel's dad's name right so he can keep him from going into the beyond.
Yeah, and again, this is the bit that has been going on now for all of these books, which is Darius can't remember anybody's name that he doesn't give a shit about, and he finally remembers Marcel's name.
Right.
Thank God. And Gabriel's like, what?
My dad?
You remember him? Like, what do you mean? He's like, I told you that. He's like, you were talking about Marco or something. Who the hell is Marco? Anyway,
Sure.
It's good.
And here we're back. So this chapter is quite long, and there are several kind of like parts to it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to refer to this part as part 3. We've already covered the other 2, but part 3, we get a message from Eugene Dipper at the Library of the Lost, saying that he sent some new text our way. Lance and Darcy head down into the archives of the library at Zodiac Academy, where they've been working on finding an answer to wielding the Guildstones. The new text is here, and it is called Whispers from the Stars, the Celestial Trinity. I said, sounds like what Clyde was demanding from Lionel. Again, this never comes up again, so I guess that was not important, but I found it important at the time. 3 stars in a triangular formation seek to unravel the threads of fate. They could then wield a plague of destruction spanning realms forever. Oh, fun. So that seems like what Clydenius is trying to do.
I think so.
Correct.
I think this is meant to explain what Clydenius is doing.
Like why he needs the Trinity.
Yeah.
Darcy remembers reading, it is at this point that Darcy remembers reading a passage to Lance about stone circles. I said, called it. Okay. And by stone circles, I will reference this later, but I am imagining straight up Stonehenge.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Is that not what you were?
That's what I was picturing the whole time.
Yeah, same.
When they actually like do get to the building of it all, I'm like, oh, we're in
Stonehenge.
fucking Stonehenge.
Right.
Which makes sense. The Twisted Sisters are British, so like this makes total sense. Chapter 57 is a Caleb POV. Caleb challenges his...
Quick question. Caleb's a Taurus? That's
Yes.
Taurus,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Go on.
Caleb challenges his mother for her counselor seat and wins. It's so cute.
This was really cute is a weird word, but yes.
No, it's like nice. It's a sweet moment between the two of them. She says, if you can beat me, you're ready. She does the right thing here and wants more for her son than herself.
Right.
She also knows that half the reason he challenged her was so he could claim Seth.
Did you think that there was a chance that he was not going to win this battle?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I think that because because of the way it's presented to us, we knew that it was going to happen.
I think that his mom, Caleb's mom, by far is the best of the parents.
I agree.
Daddy Rigel is like a very close second.
Sure.
But I do think that Caleb's mom is absolutely incredible, and I kind of wish we'd gotten a little bit more of her. Also makes me feel better about what we found out about Caleb's family in Ruthless Boys.
Sure.
That Elise is in a good family.
Yes.
The Altairs turns out to be like pretty
decent people.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially for this realm.
Yeah.
All right, so we are back at the orb post unseating, and Caleb publicly claims Seth on live stream.
This is crazy.
The whole gang congratulates them. It is very cute. They run off to King's Hollow and have a hot fuck fest. Yay for butt stuff. And they become moonmates.
I love that Caleb is like disheveled. He's late to the because they're supposed to be like a live stream.
Correct.
Basically doing like a news segment.
Yep.
He shows up late. He looks crazy.
Because they didn't know that Caleb was going to challenge his mother for this seat.
I don't know that Caleb really knew he was going to challenge his mom until like
it happened.
It just sort of happened.
Yeah, and so he shows up in what is supposed to be a very like put together, professional looking, and he's looking crazy because he just battled his mom for a seat.
Hilarious because arguably the most put together of all of them. Like he loves his out, which is so funny because now we're leaning into like the gay stereotype,
and we lean into it further later.
Oh, 100%. And this is like the third or fourth time I think I mentioned this earlier about Caleb's like, well, I don't like the way this room is decorated. Like, let me. And I'm like, oh, we're really pushing this like
narrative,
gay, gay stereotype. Anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't calm down later either. No. It's very heavy-handed. So chapter 58 is a Darcy POV. We are going back to the well with Cordette, aka the head nymph of the good nymphs. We have a positive outlook in our horoscope for once, which I thought was interesting.
Literally for the first time ever.
First time ever. Caleb and Seth reveal they are moon-mated to the squad. And the whole gang is happy about this. Darius regales us with the sexy time he witnessed between Caleb and Seth.
Finally.
Yep. And we have
that was a fun little scene.
We have a celebration brunch.
Yeah. Well, what else are you to do for your gay besties when they declare their love for each other is have a brunch?
Yeah. Right. Bitches love brunch. Eminia from the glacials at the polar capital gives us this. I must have been typing this particular note when I was quite tired because it makes very little sense. Sure. So Eminia from the glacials at the polar capital gives us a glacial diamond that we can wield, that will give us the power to wield the northern lights. That's wrong. Let me try this again. Sorry.
Once more. Yep, you got it.
Eminia from the glacials at the polar capital comes to Zodiac Academy. She shows up and
because they're the polar shifters
have
free,
correct
Seth and Caleb.
Right, previously. Yep. They come to Zodiac Academy, they pledge their allegiance. She ends up giving Team Good Guy a massive glacial diamond that harnesses the power of the northern lights. Yes. And she is going to teach us how to use it because like right now it's just in its raw form and we don't know what to do with it. Mm-hmm. Again, part 2 of this particular chapter is what I'm dubbing as the nightmare. So Darcy burns Lance in her night terror. She confides in Lance afterwards, after he manages to put it out, that about her terrors, and she asks him if he ever thinks of the torture at the hands of Lavinia. And he basically says, no, because I did it all for you, Blue. Like, I would do it all again, which is... I love my friends and my family, but, like, to be tortured over and over and over again, I don't know that I could do that.
Yeah.
Right? Does that make us bad people?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just one of those things, like, people say that they would do a lot of things to when they are in certain situations, and you just really don't know till you're there. Like, I would probably do it for, like...
Nigel.
And
the baby.
I guess the new baby now. I mean, I don't know him that well, but, like, the new baby. And then I would probably do it for, like, probably my sisters and probably Kendall.
Or your parents are just on their own?
No, they're absolutely on.
I would do it.
I love my parents. Absolutely not.
I would do it for Gail, and I would do it for Hunt.
Sure. I think that's fair.
Yeah, like love you.
I would also do a little bit of like something for you, but there's no way I'm surviving.
It's not like when they start pulling my fingernails out.
I'm not. But at that point, I don't know that I could even do it for anybody. Like Nigel, I guess you can have him. You'll bring him back. He's a terrorist. You guys.
We'll get there. Well, that's a regular episode update.
You're right.
We'll do puppy date.
Yeah. No, yep. Just drink a little more.
It'll be fine. Okay, so Gabe interrupts this moment with a vision. You know, he has that's a Raven vision. And they find he finds that the Nox flower is in bloom, and we need the pollen of said Nox flower.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Carry on.
Okay. We need the pollen of the Nox flower, remember, for the potion to make it so the nymphs can't attack our peoples.
So I will say, okay, this is one of the things that got breadcrumbed earlier that actually comes into play.
Sure.
But kind of barely gets explained. It's like a single sentence later on
that has been made.
Administered to everybody.
Sure.
Oh.
Yeah.
Seems like
it took a lot to get here, but
yeah.
Okay. All right. So it can't be that easy though, right? Like they get to this location and the flower is just like the Nox flower is just there. And don't worry, it's not. Lance here also makes a big deal about the shadow beast, I'm calling shadow puppy, coming, and he will eat those words later.
Sure.
Multiple times, in fact, because he's still on his thing, no dogs. Gabe can see that the way that they are going about getting this Nox flower is a trap. The whole situation is a trap. Queen Avalon, remember her, spelled this so only she could touch the flower, and a golden cage, like a bird cage, snaps up around said flower, so we can't get in it. They're trying to come up with all sorts of scenarios in which they release the cage or get it out, and wouldn't you know that we officially become under siege. This is where it gets a little weird. Gabe senses that Queen Avalon's fallen soldiers, fallen fae, are spelled to protect the flower because one of them betrayed her and gave its location away to the nymphs.
Can I tell you something?
This is so dumb.
Can I tell you something? I don't care.
Yeah, got it. Right.
We get the flower.
Oh, you want me to just move on? Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I do. Because this is so crazy.
Yeah.
This is a big nothing burger, and we get the flower.
We get the flower. They return to Zodiac Academy. Gabriel does bring up Darcy's nightmares. He tells Darcy that she has harpy blood in her veins, and that she should follow that instinct. And what he does is go flying or scouting for enemies first thing in the morning and the last thing at night. That's how he has managed to deal with.
Oh yes, he the golden child of dealing with their things properly. He was in a corner rocking himself back and forth 5 minutes ago.
Do as I say, or in this case, as I do as well.
Can I tell you something? I finished this a week ago.
And you don't remember?
I have zero recollection. You're just talking. I'm like,
Okay, great. Well, I have notes in front of me, or else I probably wouldn't remember all of this either.
I'm just like, yeah, this totally happened.
Great.
I remember the battle.
May I continue?
Yep.
Okay.
I just wanted to just...
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Chapter 59 is Tory's POV. Darius and Tory are supposed to be going to see the ferryman today. Wow. Tory is pondering the use of runes, etc. in the bath, and Caleb is sort of helping her. It's very strange, but also
totally platonic now.
It's fine.
Caleb,
he's gay, so
he's gay now, so it doesn't matter that he sees Tory's tits.
He's also already seen them. To be fair, he's already seen what she's got to offer. So sure. Darius walks in on Caleb sitting with Tory while she was in the bath, and it sets Darius off on a warpath. It seems normal.
Classic.
This is the chapter that this is my note. This is a chapter I feel most kindred to Tory. Do not fuck with my coffee. Because this whole time, Darius had gone to get coffee and breakfast, and he's like throwing the coffee around, and that would send me into orbit as well. Darcy, Darius, and Caleb. Threesome comes out, and Seth freaks out about it. He can't let it go.
Did he not know about this?
He did not.
But everybody else knew.
Correct. That's why it's like the gag.
Well, no, I know, but I didn't realize that he didn't know.
Correct. He did not know. All right. Voldrakian Grandpa said no to allying with them in the war. Gabe foresaw this already, so this is not new news. But he sent Sayer dragons, which imprint immediately on the twins and will carry out the will of their owner without question. Their powers are, quote, vast and unknown. And boy, are these the MVPs of the big battle coming up. So here are some pros. We've got a Glacia Diamond. We've got the Sayer dragons. We've got Shadow Beast. And we've got the Nox Flower and Gabriel. The cons, Clydenia is still an unknown. Yeah.
Lavinia, the Nymph Army, Lionel, the
sure.
Dragon Guild, all
right.
of his bonded.
But like Clydenius and this Starlight, we've already seen is a problem. So like, what else they cooking with this star situation over there? But also like ends up not being that important, the Clydenius of it all. Okay. The big question I had here is, can we persuade Therix to ally with us? Seth and Max will wait until after the war to challenge their parents. Will Ellis reappear and tip the scales? These were all of my questions in chapter 59. We get answers to most of them. Chapter 60 is an Orion POV. Lance and Darcy are on a mission to use the guild stones to trap a star. Darcy gets Arcturus, a star, in the circle and proceeds to make a deal with him, R.E., getting Clyde off the board. Lance is used as collateral while Darcy makes the deal because Arcturus wants to make sure she isn't lying to him. Lance goes, under the sea. I don't know what that is. I just wrote, under the sea. Yep. When Lance is pulled back to the here and... Oh, he is like... essentially drowned during this process.
Why?
Because he's not part of the deal making, I guess. When Lance is pulled back to the here and now, Arcturus is gone, and Darcy said that there was no cost for her to make this deal.
And he doesn't believe her.
Correct.
And then we get into a fight about why don't you believe me?
Yep. Yep. Literally, they have a sword fight back at Zodiac Academy to resolve their issues.
Yeah, he fights with his
and then they fuck. Well, they have a sword fight, and then they sword fight.
He sheathed the sword.
Can I just start summarizing this as a whole?
I would love for you to.
Listen.
I would love for nothing more.
Here are some things that are important. Therix finds... Yeah, I'm just giving up. I'm just starting to sum. Because there are so many chapters, and so much of this, especially as we get... towards the end is happening.
Like, yes.
And it's, as we've discussed many a times, it's multiple POVs of the same situation.
You just want to skip to the battle, maybe?
Well, I want to talk about Therix a little bit because it's important that we understand that Therix ends up having...
What are you saying right now?
Therix?
Okay.
Therix?
You said it a few different ways, and I'm just not sure what you're saying.
T-Money?
No.
Therix? That's hard for me to say. Okay.
Tricks.
Now I've lost my spot. Do you feel good about that? So Therix is having a bit of an existential crisis. He ends up meeting with the ferryman, sort of accidentally, if you will. And the ferryman says, no, I don't want you, because you're neither fae nor nymph. You're this weird collection of both. And like, I don't know what to do with you.
Hey, so what is going to happen to him, though, when he dies?
Will he die? Right. We do have to talk a little bit about, before we can get there, because we got to talk about Mildred. I'm struggling.
Mildred.
Mildred.
Yeah.
That bitch.
What?
Because I had forgotten
Bitch.
that she was imprisoned at Zodiac Academy, that she was our prisoner of war. The way that she breaks out
and fucking kidnaps Geraldine
is
diabolical.
She takes Geraldine with her, and this will come back to get Mildred, because Geraldine absolutely marks her ass and says, y'all can have any other kill, but that one is mine. That is mine.
That, to be honest. She deserves it.
She sure does.
She gets it. She gets hers.
She does. I'm trying to figure out how we want to do this.
Sure.
Couple of other things that will come into play. Sanguis Frater, Caleb, and Orion.
Okay, can I tell you something? The way that didn't play out the way that I thought it would. Basically, they just become like super vamps.
Correct.
It is not. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
They become super vamps. They're like a little mini coven all of their own, and they basically whoop ass and take names during this fight, and then they have to promise never to do it again. And like, fine, what's the big deal? Let me back up. I understand it's a big deal if there were like a mass coven of 50.
Right, but they're a coven of two.
They're a coven of two.
They seem to have control.
Sure. They also damn near get got anyway, even
right.
with just the two of them. So it's not like they're just this impenetrable, force that can't ever be put down if need be. They made a bigger deal out of this that kind of turned into, I don't want to say a total nothing burger, but it was like, okay.
I wonder if something about this comes back in like another spinoff, though.
Perhaps.
Do you know what I mean? Like, they're laying groundwork for something else. That's the only thing that I can think of, because it was made such a big deal of, this is not allowed, et cetera, and they seem to, in fact, have needed it to survive.
100%.
So in talking about Mildred, we do go after Geraldine, obviously. We do not get Mildred, but we end up getting another member of the Dragon Guild, and we haul their ass back and interrogate them at Zodiac Academy. And that is how we find out that Lionel is mounting his attack they have like 7 days. Mm-hmm. They find out that in 2 days. Apologies. In 2 days, they are going to be attacked. So this is when they decide to go on the offensive.
Fuck it, we're not going to wait.
Correct. Use the element of surprise, which is smart at this point. We also get Lance's proposal, so this does happen. Very cute here. Let's fast forward to us going on the offensive and the big battle. This is approximately the last 40 chapters of the book. Mm-hmm. And it is very long and drawn out, in my opinion.
Okay. As a person who reads a lot of romantasy and a lot of books that have a lot of big battle scenes, this is pretty standard.
I think that it was hard for me because it was so many POVs.
That is where I was going to say. I do think that they have a disadvantage here because we were having to check in with so many people that were active during this fight. Yeah,
because so Geraldine is our General Geraldine.
Right.
Jen Jerry.
Yeah.
She has come up with this sort of like forked approach, this like pronged approach. So our team good guy is split up. We have like the wolves on like one flank. We've got the vamps. We've got the flying brigade, because obviously we know Lionel's army is so much bigger than ours from the Battle of the Ravine, if you will.
Got Caleb and Orion are tasked with taking out Lavinia.
Correct. That is their focus.
That is their job, and they are kind of a two-man brigade, basically all themselves. You've got Darcy and Tory have their own marching orders.
Yep. They are going to be, then you have, like Xavier and Darius are going to go for the cannons.
Right. So everybody kind of has their jobs, their respective jobs, and Team Good Guy is split up into like smaller, like 2 and 3 pairs.
Right.
Or pairs or groups of 2 or 3.
So it is important to note here that at the beginning of the battle that the twins are not present. Mm-hmm. They are off building their Stonehenge. Mm-hmm. and they have carved out little like pockets in the Stonehenge for the guild stones to sit. And we use runes. So Tory is wielding some dark magic here. And they call out for Arcturus to make good on his promise, because Arcturus and the quote unquote Novus stars, the good stars, want to get rid of Clydenius. They are not happy with what's happening.
As you have said, the balance of power is uneven.
Correct. Arcturus does make good on his
Awesome.
yeah, he makes good on his promise. He falls to earth, and here we are. So now Team Good Guy has been bolstered by the stars, and we think that this is gonna like give us some momentum. It does, but it doesn't do as much as I think we needed it to, or I thought it was going to do right then and there.
The army?
That's not happened yet.
Okay.
That hasn't happened yet. No, that's the clay army that comes later.
Right. I thought that's what he helped them do. That's the ferryman.
Correct.
My bad.
So Edie's they are really gutting it out on this battlefield. Every time we get one step forward, it's two steps back. Sure. At some point, we have taken the nymph antidote that the Nox flower was used for. And that does come as a surprise to Lavinia and her nymphs. It throws them off a bit. They get called back by what I'm imagining is one of those like big horns.
Sure.
And
from like Lord of the Rings.
And the second,
the Call of Gondor, if you will.
Correct. The second wave is launched upon them, and this is the monsters that Vard has been working on. And these things are damn near unkillable. We've had some success with Xavier on his mission of destroying the weapons of mass destruction, the cannons. But we then, with the monster wave, get like mobile ones. They're like backpacks that are on them, and they shoot this star power. I'm not really sure.
I glazed over a bit during all of this part of like the weaponry, because it feels like to me when you're doing a fantasy book, or writing a fantasy book, you have to sort of decide pretty early on the weaponry piece of this. Like, are we going to have guns and shooting things beyond like a bow and arrow, or no? Like where are we at? And we've sort of jumped, I'm gonna say something crazy, we've sort of jumped the shark here a bit.
Yeah.
Even in a fantasy world of like, and now we have, as you said, weapons of mass destruction with like a gun element is very odd to me in a romantasy world. Like,
it's just, it doesn't make sense in the context of the battle for me, because if you had that, why did you have foot soldiers? Why would you not have just taken them out behind your battlements and just...
And listen, I hear what I'm saying. We jump the shark with guns in a romantasy scene. I hear it. I know that that's a crazy thing to say. But when you build out these worlds, there has to be some rules, or none of it.
To me,
sense.
it all needed to be hand-to-hand combat. Or like, like monster combat, sure. But like because this battle would have been over before it started. If they truly had all of these like weapons of mass destruction, why are we even having a battle?
Well, and then it comes to this thing of like the Phoenix Fire is sort of the equivalent to like a nuclear bomb. So like, why aren't they there? Just like fire. Also, when they shoot their fire, is it coming out of their hands?
That is what they talk about, casting it, but then they also have their phoenix that actually leaves their body and can be a weapon.
And this is the same argument that we kind of have like when we're watching a show like House of the Dragon or Game of Thrones. How does anybody beat a dragon? The dragon is like the symbolism for like what, like a nuclear weapon. How do you compete with that? What, don't you just have them out there just flaming the whole thing and then it's over in 30 seconds? Like, I just don't you know what I mean?
A lot of this battle was choppy to me, and it's because it was going back and forth, and I was like, I don't really understand what the objective. I know what the end objective is, obviously, but because we were bouncing around to so many POVs, it wasn't really clear to me what we were trying to do at any given moment, other than survive. it's I'm trying to figure out where I need to land in next of like not adding more fire to the flame here.
Well, I think basically we just have this push and pull as a lot of battles do of like team good guy gets a win
And team bad guy.
It's just this very much back and forth until the turning point.
Right. Which is we're able to wield some magic. Leon has been crafting clay soldiers. And this is where Beyond the Veil comes into play. Tory makes a deal essentially with the ferryman and asks him for his help to have him allow the souls from beyond the veil to inhabit these clay soldiers so they have a fighting chance. So there are 5,000 clay soldiers. It happens. It's very cute. So we get Hale, we get Marissa, we get Catalina, we get Geraldine's dad, we get the whole squad, essentially. Team Dead that we were interacting with comes back and they are able to inhabit these clay soldiers, and they operate basically as Fae. Except once they're killed, like once they're shattered, their souls go back to the veil.
I'm imagining the whole time, I hope this is what you were seeing, were from Harry Potter when McGonagall reanimates the stone soldiers in Hogwarts. That's what I was visualizing.
I'm imagining
the clay soldiers from the Mummy.
I'm imagining in China, I think.
Of course,
the buried soldiers.
Of course,
yeah,
yes.
That's what I'm imagining.
Yeah. Well, I just mean
the animation piece of it.
The animation piece of it was I was imagining what McGonagall does in Harry Potter when she calls for all of the gargoyles and all of the knights and all of the
inanimate creatures.
Yes, that protect Hogwarts.
Sure.
And they become live.
Yes, absolutely. It was also for some reason giving me like Mulan vibes. And I don't know if that's because I am picturing those clay soldiers that are buried.
I do think I want to skip to chapter 94 because I do think this is important. As we talked about at the beginning, we didn't lose a lot of main characters here, but chapter 94 is from Washer's POV, and we do lose Professor Washer.
We lose Washer and we lose Principal Nova. They both go simultaneously.
And it's a really cool scene, and they join the army of the dead.
And they come right back.
So they come right back, but it is a very, as sweet as Washer is able to be.
Sure.
And I love the end line here. Can I read it to you?
Sure.
Okay. This is from, again, chapter 94. Death came so quick and sudden that I barely felt the hand that snatched me into its grasp, but I smiled as I sensed those waters sucking me down. I smiled because I might have been dead, but the river I looked upon was full of the bastards I'd taken with me in that explosion, and that meant that my sacrifice had counted, at least a teeny weeny bit.
Mm-hmm. Other characters that we lose.
I know that he's a weirdo, but what a way to go out. And to me, I know this is a crazy thing to say, I do think that Washer actually is one of the not one-dimensional. He is a one note, but he is one of the characters to me that is the most consistent and is the most, I don't want to say well written, but the most through line through the whole thing. You
consistent.
Understand his character from beginning to end, and I think that was really even though he was a small role, I think he was pretty well thought out. We
also lose Seth's mom and a lot of Seth's pack in this book. They get
his mom
right, mom and dad,
his whole
family.
I mean, not his siblings, his younger siblings.
The spares, yes, but he takes a big hit, and I guess maybe Seth's mom Antonia was supposed to be and his dad were supposed to be. I don't even know his dad's name. Do we know his dad's name?
That's such a great question. I don't. Surely it's been mentioned at one point, but I don't.
We know Antonia because she's the counselor. Dad is just the spare parent.
Tony with an I, if you know.
Sure. At this point, when we have raised the clay army, a couple things have happened. Tory, because she has used so much dark magic to make this happen, she is not in a good spot.
No.
She, power-wise, is not in a good spot. Also, this is where the Sayer dragons come into play. So remember, we didn't know what their powers were, and they turn out to be the best gift that could ever have been given to us. Arguably better than if they had given them soldiers.
Agreed. And again, I want to see if you were visualizing the same thing. I was seeing Mushu from
Sure.
They're very small, teeny tiny, the size of like they're described as being the size of like lizards. They're very, very small.
Yes, exactly.
So it's the size of my dog. I'm imagining.
Just flying around. The baby, not Nigel.
Well, or maybe Nigel, but like they're describing even smaller than that.
I think it's closer
to
record,
Dorian, as Amanda told me yesterday, looks like a large guinea pig right now.
Yeah.
He does.
A really fuzzy guinea pig.
I put him on a leash last night.
Hated it.
I looked at Charles and I feel like I have a bunny rabbit on a leash.
Yeah. You were like, this is dumb.
It was stupid.
Did he hate it?
Oh my god. He froze and then he just started chewing on it. Doesn't matter. It's really dumb.
Bless him. All right. So these Sayer dragons, basically these little teeny tiny things change the tide of the entire war for us. In every scenario where Team Good Guy is down bad, a Sayer dragon shows up, and most of the time it's like a big flash of light and they murk everybody around them. That's bad.
They definitely, what's the phrase? Not outkick their coverage, but they out. There's a sports phrase here.
I won't know it for sure.
Right. They outbat their average, basically. They outfight their weight class. That's what I'm trying to say. They're small, but they are mighty.
Sure.
And they come in just out of nowhere, and they've got no business being as like strong and powerful as they are.
Yep. So as we stand right now at the end, or where we are in the chapters at the battle, we still have Lavinia and Lionel to contend with.
When I tell you, I was like, how are they both still alive at chapter 100? It's
right.
Insane.
So Darius ends up making it into the Jade Castle with the help of Therix. And they concoct a plan, a bit of a harebrained plan, but it ends up working out for them. Finally, that they are going to be the ones to end Daddy-O. And they encounter the Dragon Guild inside the castle because Lionel is seeing the writing on the wall that things are not going well out there for him. And he has...
Well, he sees his brother on the battlefield.
got.
No, Lionel's
Lionel's brother.
Lionel's brother, because
he sees
part of the Clay army.
Correct. And he can't believe it. The dead has been raised.
Shit. This is crazy.
And so he says, I got to get out of here.
And he's being a little bitch. The word that I don't care to say. He's being a little bitch and hiding in this castle. He's not fighting.
Well, he never was going to fight. He was watching with his counselors from the war room, the throne room, if you will. So he decides, I got to get up out of here because things are not going well. I'm going to retreat. And don't worry, my Dragon Guild will protect me. They'll never get in here. Plot twist.
Bye, bitch.
The boys unite against their father and start taking out dragons. Unk, he's gone. We murk him. In the process of this, the castle cannot withstand the dragons fighting. It wasn't built for that kind of. So the castle is precarious. We're going to bounce back now to what's going on the battlefield because this is happening simultaneously. Lavinia is still out here wielding the shadows. Now, they are not as powerful as they once were because they've been cleansed, but Lance and Caleb are like, that is our target. That is our target. However, the girls are their partners are in peril, and the Sanguis Frater end up having to split up.
Lance is grievously
injured. And like paralyzed. He's been trampled. He is not doing well. And is on his deathbed.
And Caleb is like, I have to get to him.
Right.
Because remember, they can share sight.
Right. They have the overlapping vision.
Caleb is like, I know where he is. I have to get to him to save him.
Right.
But I don't know at this point, does Caleb know what has happened to Seth's family yet?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't think so. It ends up that Darcy finds her man's and she makes her way to him. She heals him in the nick of time. Thank God. And now it is Darcy v. Lavinia. And we'll get to what happens to Lionel, but I like that the sisters each got one.
Well, sure.
You know?
And it's who should have gotten whom.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
So, because Lance is so grievously injured, right? He's been healed. He comes to her side. They fight together. Lavinia's like, well, you shouldn't have brought your true love here to fight beside you. And she attacks Lance. He's injured again, of course. This poor man. And that
goes fucking
through it. A meat grinder, if you will. He is getting knocked over left and right. Yeah. So he's down for the count. And that sends Darcy on her Phoenix overload. And
my man.
She absolutely murks Lavinia. She is just pouring Phoenix fire into her. Lavinia can no longer withstand it. She burns away her flesh, and all that is left is this like wraith underneath. And of course, the ferryman comes a calling.
Bye, bitch.
And he says, "Oh no, I won't take you. You're just gonna be gone."
Forever.
Yeah, that's worse than
fate worse than death.
Correct. So now we've got Lionel left on the board.
Chapter 110. Let's just skip to.
Well, I want to talk about Vard. We can't go forward without Vard. Right, so we do get a Vard POV chapter here, and
What
Dan
chapter number is that?
107.
107.
So Vard is a lot smarter than I gave him credit for.
Yeah, he pissed me off.
Right.
I'm actually like
he has been plotting a plan B for quite some time, and we find out.
And it pisses me off because it's actually like a quite a good plan.
Yes. So his plan, remember, Lionel's retreating and is pissed off at Vard because why didn't you see this coming?
Sure.
So Vard is taken off running, and he has a plan that he's going to go down into these super ancient tunnels that are underneath the Jade Castle, and he knows that there is this super ancient gate underneath, and there are two nymphs guarding it. So his plan is he goes down there, he uses his Cyclops powers on them and basically lulls them into a false sense of security.
Sure.
Snatches one of their eyeballs, murks that guy, and then the other one he forces to shift to look just like Vard.
Land the plane here.
And take all of his memories. So this nymph is now essentially Vard 2.0.
Well, it's what happens in Ruthless Boys.
Correct. So he has become Vard. The real Vard can now slink off into the shadows. He's going to start a new life. He's stolen enough gold to get him to where he's going.
Will the real Vard please stand up?
Correct. It is important because this does come back later. So it does, yes.
Yeah.
So let's go back as you wanted to chapter 110. This is a Lionel POV chapter.
Fuck this little bitch.
This is where Lionel finally gets got. He is forced into the tunnels.
By his sons.
By
all three of his sons.
Correct. The boys come in. Xavier gets his shots in. Yeah. Lionel branches off into another area of the tunnel and is funneled into the area where this ancient gate is. Mm-hmm. We pass by Vard, but he's sulking in the shadows. Don't worry. And thank you. Sorry. Darius basically uses his dragon fire to melt everything around him. And it traps his father against the gate because it is impervious to fire. And then Tory gets the final blow in, and she stabs this motherfucker in the heart. And
And
he's
to that I say, cheers.
cheers. The ferryman confirms that their debt is now paid because when they did go to visit him in previous chapters, when Tory and Darius visited him, they said, would Lionel's death be payment enough? And he said, well, you'll never get it, but I'll consider it. So this is how they tie that up.
Okay, can I tell you that I don't like that? I don't like that Lionel's death is enough to fulfill the payment. Because Lionel is a little bitch ass.
I guess it's Lionel's death and all of the other soldier lives that they have taken throughout the day has
Sure.
it doesn't seem like enough.
But specifically, he says, like, they agree that if they can get Lionel, then the debt is paid.
It's not, to me, it's also not enough to break the natural order, as you would say, the balance of things.
Well, okay, see, and that's where I go the other way. I actually do think it's enough because he has caused so much chaos and so much unbalance that to take him off the board, take that piece off the board, would inherently, like, right the ship in some way.
I don't know. I think that you're breaking the natural law of the natural order of things, and that means that it can be done again.
Good point.
That's where I land.
Good point.
So chapter 112 is the very last chapter.
Well, but I want to talk about really quickly at the end while Lionel is dying because the Clay army has now made their way into the castle as well.
Oh, right. Yes.
And he fucking, this motherfucker has the audacity, the gall, the absolute indignity of begging Catalina for mercy.
Oh, right. We had something so good once.
It made me fucking sick. And it made me think about the users and abusers, like these disgusting men who are so foul and treat their partners with absolute just vitriol and just disgust. And then they're going to jail and they're like, but no, like tell them that you love. It makes me sick.
Well, she doesn't fall for it.
Absolutely not, because she's that girl.
Yeah, and the
She's not the one.
Team Dead is going to torment him in the afterlife.
Oh, this was so sickening.
Yeah,
He gets to die and he gets to go to the afterlife.
Right, but he's
to be tortured.
Correct. He's to be tormented for the rest of time.
What Team Good Guy does afterwards to make sure that he doesn't pass on. Love it.
So now we've got both of our baddies dead, and chapter 112 is a Darcy POV chapter, and it is essentially where the girls claim their crown.
Yep.
And the remaining chapters through 119 are I'm calling them the afters. This is them getting coronated. This is them having kids. This is their kids emerging. Essentially, everybody ends up in happily ever after land. The girls are ruling and the boys are supportive kings. And
just like a quick recap. So at the 1 year later, Lance and Darcy finally get married, which I think is crazy that they wait a year to get married. But okay. So then we check in 2 years later. So 2 years post-battle, which is with... No, I'm sorry.
yeah, it's like 6 months after that and 6 months after that.
Well, the first one is 1 year later. That's
Yep.
when they get married.
Yeah.
Then we jump to 7 years later,
Mm-hmm.
and we find out that Darius and Tory have twins.
And she's pregnant with her second set of twins.
Okay. Then we jump ahead again.
And Darcy's also pregnant in that chapter.
Yeah, and then jump ahead another 2 years. So now
Seth and Caleb adopt.
9 years post-battle.
Yep.
10 years post-battle. Seth and Caleb are adopting a boy and a girl.
Yep. Babies.
But they're not twins. They're from different surrogates.
Right.
One is his,
And
one is Seth's.
one is one.
Caleb's.
Yeah.
And then 3 additional years later.
Is when the children emerge.
We are 12 years post-battle. Is that math right?
Yeah, I don't know.
And this scene is fascinating. Will you talk about your notes for chapter 118?
I didn't really take notes. I just took notes on the afters. The kids they have what they call like a dead day ritual. So that this is how they celebrate Lionel's death. and they have a big bonfire every year at Tory and Darius's house, kind of on the coast, with all of the families. And Therix comes. Therix is now the keeper of the Sayer dragons. They burn a dragon effigy, and it is a celebration that they mark the passing of every year.
Why is Therix the keeper of the Sayer dragons? Aren't they imprinted to Tory and Darcy?
It is interesting, I think, but they are to the will of the person that they imprinted on. So maybe the girls were like, you belong to him.
Sure.
Or maybe their duty was fulfilled to them in that moment. And
Sure.
like, do they, I mean, when you say imprint, I imagine you imprint for life, but you know, I've never imprinted on something, so I don't know.
So just because I think this is fun, and like I like names, and I think like the naming of processes and stuff, or name processes are fun. So Seth and Caleb's little daughter and son are named Kale, Kale,
Mm-hmm.
and Alara. Those are named after the Jupiter moons.
Mm-hmm.
Then Orion and Darcy's kids are named Archer. Orion, like Hunter, which is cute. And then their daughter's name is Azura.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
No, I just think it's interesting.
Okay.
I just think it's fun.
I was like, I don't know what Azura is.
And then
Somebody can tell us.
Tory and Darius end up with triplets.
Mm-hmm.
2 sets of twins and triplets. Hey, that's crazy.
She's tired.
Anyway, I just think that's interesting.
She, in fact, tells him, don't fucking come near me again.
Sure.
When she's pregnant with the second set of twins. So that didn't work. It is very cute. There is a scene about them all emerging and what orders they emerge into. Of course, we've got dragons, we've got phoenixes. It's very cute. It's also just like, I don't need that.
I don't either, but I love that we're like Uncle Noxie and Uncle Orion.
Sure.
Like, I think it's very cute. I do wish we had gotten all the kids' names. Oh, we did. Tory and Darius's 5-year-old twins, Ender and Kylo. Okay. And then we've got, try to see if we get any other names of the kids. Kale, Azura. Let's see if I get any other names. Tory and Darcy didn't emerge until they were 18. We get this big reveal that like all the kids are like emerging at this big party. It's really funny. Oh, can you take us to the woods, Uncle Lancelot? So cute. Darius's 7-year-old boy, Ryger, asks. So he's also a twin, but I don't know his name.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any others. Moon Uncle.
Yeah.
Hilarious. I just think that this is really fun and cute. Anyway.
I didn't need it.
Sure.
I was at the end, I was like, okay, can we be done now? If we hadn't been covering for the podcast, I would have DNF'd.
This particular book or just the series as a whole?
Right. I really liked Ruthless Boys. Katie and I are,
as you've said,
opposed
many times
on this. Yes.
Sure.
Cheers.
Here we go. Cheers to the men of Zodiac. May we love them and may we never see them again.
Loving him was blue. Oh, that's good. It's delicious.
Delicious.
Wow. Yeah, I would have DNF'd Zodiac Academy. I really liked Ruthless Boys. I am glad that we did it the way we did it because we got the Easter eggs, and I think that was very fun, and it made it very fun for me. I'm curious. I'm not curious about Darkmoor Penitentiary, but I'm not headed there for quite some time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I really like Rosalie.
Yeah, she's very cool. And as we find out at the end of this, she's already in Darkmoor.
Correct.
Which is crazy.
Yes.
And I love how the girls are like, well, we'll just get her out. We'll just pardon her. It's no big deal. Whatever she did, we'll forgive it. Don't worry about it. And Dante's like, she's exactly where she wants to be.
Correct. Don't worry. There's a reason that she's there. And also, like, obviously she's going to figure out a way to break the curse.
Right. Because because the curse, now that Lionel's dead, there's no way to break the curse.
Sure.
So, that he put on Rory. So anyway, just interesting. Or the magic can't be broken.
I am a little bit curious. There's another spinoff series called Sins of the Zodiac, I believe.
Yes, in Echo Fort.
Correct. Is that the children? Because we are introduced to like all that we meet everybody's children.
Yeah.
Also, a little bit shocked that we still didn't lose like that many.
As I suspected, we did not lose any of our major players. And I would like to say that, like, clock it, I called it that Washer was going to die.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
fair.
I did clock that.
Yeah, we came close again several times on several of our main players, but of course there was a loophole. Yeah.
You gave your feelings, I'll give you mine. I enjoyed the series. I agree, I think it was too long.
Way too long.
Much like Ruthless Boys. Ruthless Boys could have been a duology.
Sure.
We could have gotten what we needed. I thought that was really, like, drug out sort of for no reason.
Don't even start with me.
Same here. This could have, I think that this very well could have been like a 5-book series, even a 4-book series. I think would have been much more approachable. I don't think that the payoff for 9 books is here for me.
No.
Because as you mentioned, we lost almost no one, and at no point was I fearful that we were going to lose a major player. Like, it just didn't feel like that kind of story. And in a world like post Ned Stark Game of Thrones, I feel like we need to have stakes.
Yes, I agree. Well, I also think like that's real life too. Like I know that these are HEAs, like don't get me wrong, we certainly did get a happily ever after here.
For quite literally almost every single person.
Correct. It needs to feel a little more bittersweet for me.
Yeah.
To like really hit home. But
well, even like let's go back to our comparison that we have made time and time again with this series, which is Harry Potter. Like, you lose some major players.
Right. Yes.
Like, you lose some big
Dumbledore. You lose. Yeah.
You lose
Severus.
Yes.
You lose Sirius. You lose.
I mean, you could argue that you lose Harry Potter there for a while.
Sure.
You lose Fred.
Yep.
You lose one of the twins. There at least felt like there were. You lose Cedric Diggory. Like, you lose kids. You lose major players here.
And I'm like, you lose Buckbeak.
We didn't lose anybody. Well, that rip Buckbeak. But no, Buckbeak doesn't die. He flies off into the wind, doesn't he?
Oh, right, because she has the time stopper and she goes back and saves him.
Buckbeak does not die. But my point is, at no point in time was I fearful that Darcy was going to die. Was I fearful that we were going to lose Tory? Not really.
I thought that there was going to be a twist there with Tory at the end. That the deal with the ferryman was going to be, it was just so heavy-handed with like kind of the light and dark of it all. Mm-hmm. I thought there was going to be a little bit more to that. I also feel like Lionel and Lavinia's death both were kind of like anticlimactic for me.
For sure. Very lackluster. I also think we should have lost one of the baddies about 2 books ago. I think we should have lost Lionel or Lavinia a couple books back to at least have the like, oh, and here is the ultimate bad.
When we cleansed the shadows, that would have been a good time to like maybe.
If Lionel was meant to be the ultimate big bad, which he was.
He was the last man standing.
He was the last man standing. Then I do think Lavinia probably should have gone a couple books ago.
I also have some questions when we get to it about Vard.
So I wonder if Vard is in one of the spinoffs.
Right, because fake Vard gets killed at the end.
Vard,
yeah. Fogwarts Vard.
Yeah, I don't know. We never find out whatever it is that Max's mom needed to say.
I did clock it that beyond the veil that our team dead was coming back though.
100%.
But yes, I agree. So like, what is that about?
What was she needing to tell Max that was so desperately important?
Who's to know?
That's crazy.
Is that a spinoff?
Crazy loophole to keep open.
Is that a spinoff? And then you're like, oh yeah, you needed to be 17 books deep to understand these.
This one
right.
Drop later. So yeah, I think.
I'm gonna guess that they're pantsers.
Sure, the authors.
Yeah, sorry, plotter. I'm sure that our viewers are familiar.
I no shade. I love that you love it. I love that this is like something. I am shocked. I'm shocked, truly.
I say this a lot in the store when I talk about Zodiac Academy. If I had read Zodiac Academy in high school, it would have been top tier.
Game changer.
It would have been top tier for me.
Absolutely a different conversation.
It is just hard to, in a world where you have, is it Quirk?
Yes.
That
scared me.
Yeah.
I hit my teeth.
When you have things circulating like Fourth Wing, when you have Sarah J. Maas, when you have Rachel Gillig, when you have, Rebecca Ross out here writing, it is hard to say it's not hard to say because it's not. This is not on the same level as those books.
Even some of your YA series.
100%.
Like,
Nisha Tooley,
yes,
Trial of the Sun Queen.
Yes, but that's not what I was going to say. Go on. It's fine.
I'm even like Legendborn.
Thank you.
Yes, Tracy Dion.
There's just so much better out there.
What the River Knows.
Was this fun?
Yes.
Super fun, super enjoyable. I would have enjoyed this thoroughly if we weren't having to do chapter by chapter coverage. I also would have read this at a much faster clip.
Sure.
You would have DNF'd it. I would have finished it, but I would have finished it 6 months ago. You know?
Yeah, sure. It would be something that, like, again, I'm like, if I had a lull in content that I would maybe pick it back up again, but it's probably not something that I would have dedicated a year of my life to.
Sure.
And overall, what would you rate the series out of 5 stars?
Oh no, I knew you were gonna ask me. A 3.
I give it a 2.5.
Way harsh, Ty.
Listen, it's no one's shocked by that for me.
Sure.
I am not going to say that I am a consumer of great literature. It was simply too long.
Sure.
And I enjoyed Ruthless Boys more, but I do agree that I think it could have been shorter. I think that all of this, there could have been about 4 fewer books overall. How you want to break that up is fine with me, but like at least 4 fewer books.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, like I said, I think this could have been a very good, like, 4-book series, 5-book series.
The fact that the last book in this series was over 1,000 pages. Unnecessary.
I agree. Now that I will wholeheartedly agree with. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, will I recommend it to people? Sure. I think I would, and this is crazy because of the spice level, that I do think that probably the spice level for me sits at like a 3. Yeah.
I would.
Now there are scenes that are spicier than a 3.
Sure.
I think overall a 3 is fair.
Ruthless Boys is spicier to me.
For sure.
Reverse harem.
For sure.
But I would recommend this to a reader that has never read romantasy before.
Sure. There are just so many elements to this. Like, I just wish that we had pulled back 25%. I think there were so many. You have astrological signs, and you've got orders, and then we've talked about this a couple of different times. You also have like the what are they called? Like the elements, I guess, maybe fire, water, earth, air.
Yes.
Then you've got that element. Then you've got the shifting element.
Hey,
they're also fae, and then
you know what never came back? The fucking numerology.
I was waiting on that. Never came back.
There were opportunities, and this is why I think that the Twisted Sisters are pantsers. I'd love to talk to them. Mm-hmm. Because there were opportunities of Easter eggs that they laid that we never
picked back up.
Correct.
The numerology specifically was one that we had clocked because it's mentioned in both series. Orion is reading numerology like the book numerous different times.
Right.
I do think that there were some threads that could have been picked up. I also think a little bit at the end got a little sloppy with like
Too much was happening.
and now Xavier is happily ever. Well, there's no like, well, but what happened with Xavier? Like, is
Right.
he okay?
Right.
You know. So
Don't worry. There might be a novella coming soon.
I also don't know that we clocked an update on like Gabriel's family. I know that they're mentioned at being at like
At least
gathering.
not mentioned. I mean, we have Dante and Leon that are part of the battles, right?
Yeah.
And then obviously
Carson.
Gabriel, yeah, but Carson
And
Elise are really not mentioned.
or very, very minimally.
But even in terms of like the big battle,
No, and like Carson, very useful.
correct.
Has been very
There is a scene where there was anti-venom that we didn't really talk about where Tory, I think, gives herself anti-venom, and that is the implication is that would have come from.
Sure, but that just is him providing anti-venom. That's not him fighting.
No, yes, but that he was at least like involved somehow,
Sure.
because, and it's fine if they didn't want to mention Elise by name, because like that's a fun Easter egg for us that read it.
Fun Easter egg, and they obviously that was intentional.
But it seems that she could have helped a lot here.
Sure.
She's big and powerful.
Well, and how does she come into the Altair family vibes into the Altair?
Yeah, have another drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Altair family line, because Caleb, challenges his mom and wins.
Yep.
But where's Elise fall into this? Because you can't say she's not a non-factor.
Right.
She's too powerful.
Right. I don't know. I think that we maybe. I know that they wrote these in pretty quick succession.
Very fast.
So I think that the ideas were flowing.
Sure.
And it's like out there now, right?
I just wish that we had removed a couple of elements. I liked the astrological piece of it. That really fell off for me in the last couple books.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
It was a non sequitur. Like it had no bearing on it at all. So I do wish we had stayed more leaned into that and less into the Zodiac Guild circle stone power. Like it just was like 3 elements too many.
Yeah,
in terms of the magic system for me.
I would say if you're considering reading this, it is an undertaking. Whether you read this without having to do what we're doing, taking notes or whatever. I mean, it is at minimum, if you don't do Ruthless Boys, a 9-10 book series.
Yeah.
Because you've got the 0.5s, I guess 11.
10 books.
Well, you have 0.5.
Well, that's, I guess, optional, but sure.
And then you have
so 11.
The Awakening as told by the boys.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.5.
9, 10, 11.
Yes. And then you add a 5-book spin-off series, Ruthless Boys.
Prequel.
Sorry, yes, prequel.
Sure.
That's 14 or 16.
Plus Echo 4, which is 3 right now.
Plus Darkmoor Penitentiary, which is another 3.
Oh, I thought Darkmoor was 5.
Oh, is it 5?
Maybe it's 3.
I think it's 3. I think it's a trilogy. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. It's just, and if this is your world, I support you. But it is not my world.
And that's okay.
And that's okay.
That's okay.
I'm sure we'll read something next, and it will also, like, not be my world. Maybe it'll be your world. Maybe it'll be my world. Who's to know?
Who's to say? Well, I mean, we are to say.
Yeah, we will say.
We will say.
Right. Get us a half a bottle of champagne, and then we'll say. But I think it is, I could never write this. So I always come from a place of like, I have never written something. I've never published something. So I have a lot of respect for people that do, even if it is not my most favorite work that's ever been written.
Sure.
It is not an endeavor that I am willing to go on. So I give them kudos for that. I also think it's very cool that they write together.
Which is hilarious because once a week you're like, so are we going to write a book together? Are you insane?
That's not true. That's not true. Mostly when I say, are we going to write a book together, it is more about us and less about like these fictional worlds. Because as you've been welcomed into the retail community, it's a mall world out there.
It's hard.
It's anybody who's worked in retail or like food service.
I'll sell books. I don't need to be involved in making.
Yeah, I don't need either, but like we make a podcast, which is basically us telling our story every week.
No, that's
Autobiographical.
oh my god. Nobody needs that. Nobody
With
wants that.
loosely autobiographical.
We don't need that.
So this has been really fun. It has been a year of blood, sweat, and sometimes tears from me. A couple of tears from me, or 3. And we would have been done faster. I recognize that most of the time I was the delay.
Well,
And
that's okay. You did great. I'm proud of you. I know that this is not probably what you would have chosen had we thought about it a little bit longer. I just thought it was a good idea at the beginning, and it was.
so
for a
did
while.
I.
And it was a good idea. Like, this is fun. It's evergreen material that we have here, but it was. Yeah, I think what we do next might not be as
Long.
big.
Yeah. That was a big undertaking for series 1.
That's right.
I'm going to leave that for somebody who wants to like really get in deep.
Sure.
So
do you want to talk about what we're going to cover next?
I have this is news to me.
I'm a little confused, but I'll just go ahead and talk about it because we did discuss this.
We discussed it very briefly.
So Amanda and I are going to take a small break on our Friday episodes just because we need it, and this was quite the undertaking for us. So we are going to take a small break, but we are going to come back with ACOTAR coverage leading up to the new book. And let's get out in front of this now. We are not the fantasy fangirls. Love them down. That is not our bag. We are vibes. We are here for the hee-hees and the ha-has and to do, I would say, more of a refresher versus a full in-depth deep dive of that. If you are looking for that, there are other podcasts that are going to be great for that. That's not what you're going to come to us for.
Vibes.
So with that being said, we're going to take a break. We will be back with a schedule, kind of updated what we're going to do. We're likely going to do like just
one per book.
Cover like one book in one episode. One, like very.
This is me live time asking questions.
Very high level. Mostly for us as a refresher going into book 6, and This will air tomorrow. Today's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So when you guys are listening to
Today's Thursday.
Is that what I said?
You just a little bit like this.
Sorry. Today's Thursday. So when you guys are listening to this episode,
We should drink always when we do this.
always, we will record our regularly scheduled program this weekend, and we will have all of our thoughts on ACOTAR 6, ACOTAR 7, the release, the updates.
And basically me parroting what I've seen online because y'all are smarter than me.
Like all the things. So that will be on Tuesday's episode. And then we will have some more details for you there. But just know we are going to do some sort of ACOTAR coverage leading up to the new book.
At some point before the new book comes out.
I just did the math. We'll talk about it offline on when that.
I'm immediately stressed.
Don't be stressed. I'm going to have to do a refresher because at this point now it's been almost 5 years, and I just don't remember.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So we will be doing an ACOTAR coverage. We will then probably
Just ACOTAR.
Just ACOTAR.
Yeah.
I think just ACOTAR. And then once we get through that, we will assess and kind of see where we want to go from there. So again, if you guys have ideas about things that you
Please
want
drop
us to
them in the
cover,
chat.
want us to talk about, it doesn't necessarily have to be a romantasy series. It could be a different type of series if you're interested. Amanda's like, please.
Not that I don't love romantasy, but like if you wanted to do like a dark romance, we haven't done a lot of dark romance.
Yeah.
If you want to do monsters, I'd love that. Unhinged, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, so drop those in the comments for us. Again, here's the criteria. We really, really, really do not want to do anything over like 4 or 5 books. Like that's kind of our max right now. I think that's kind of our sweet spot. A trilogy would be great.
Great. Yep.
If it's completed, that would be ideal. Anything else you got that you want to put out there as like a
No.
headlines?
It needs to be spicy, right? Like
We'd like a little
I would
spice.
prefer it not to be like new adult,
Or
young
YA.
adult. Yeah.
Preferably not. So drop those in the comment section section of what you guys are thinking.
And don't come at me with Dungeon Crawler Carl. Not that I don't love Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I do. Princess Donut forever.
Sure.
However, that is more than 4 books.
Sure.
And I'm sure that there's already a podcast out there about that.
I would also like to, here's another one too. I'd really like to not do Red Rising. I love Red Rising.
Oh, that's not romance, though.
Not romance enough. I love Red Rising. I just want to put some stipulations.
Got it.
That would be not in contender, so please don't.
Please don't come at me with JLA, because there are not, sorry, Jennifer L. Armentrout, because there are 900 million books in that series.
I have also already read those. Amanda has not, so it would be also double bonus points if it's something that neither one of us have read. So that was a lot of stipulations, but there you go. Do with that what you will.
Yeah, so please drop in the chat what you think. We would love
If you have made it this far into the podcast, also give us a
champagne glass. Hear you.
Because we did it, gang. We've made it through Zodiac Academy. I can't believe it. A full year later. Proud of you. I know this was not your favorite thing, and I'm proud of you for sticking to it. I did think that I was going to have to call in Tommy to finish this series with me.
Was that your...
Yes, that was my contingent plan.
She didn't even tell me the contingency plan.
I did not. I told Tommy probably 3 months ago. I said, hey, I think I've lost Amanda, and I am going to need you to be ready to tap in.
It's just like a real... It's been a slog for me.
Really, I'm going to be honest with you. I think after book 4, either after book 4 or like midway through book 5, I told her, I was like, hey, I need you to... You're going to have to tap in.
It just...
I do think Amanda is out.
This was not my favorite series. And I can say that, and that's okay. I can appreciate it for what it is, and I appreciate the Twisted Sisters for writing it. And man, girls, make your bag, because you are making your bag. But like, it was...
That's okay.
There are just other things that I would have liked to prioritize, you know?
So we are going to prioritize those reads, like I said, over the next few weeks, and then we will start up on our ACOTAR coverage. Again, we will have all of the details posted on our socials, and we will likely have more details in Tuesday's episode on the ACOTAR game plan.
Yes.
So, got anything else? Any other final thoughts?
Nope.
Comments? Who's your favorite man of the series? It's time to
Ryder Draconius.
Nope. Nope. Zodiac.
Oh, of Zodiac?
Yeah, the thing we just read.
Well, we read... This is part of the series. I guess... It would eat... Lance.
Lance is the obvious answer.
Yeah. I think, again, if I had been younger, that it probably would have been Darius.
Sure.
But I think Lance.
Caleb really grew on me. I really liked Caleb a lot.
I did like Caleb. And Caleb was my guy from the beginning. He was who I liked from the beginning.
Caleb. I know that you guys also were like, but Seth, he's going to grow on you. And he did. I'll never forget him for cutting off her hair. I'll never get over it.
The other person that I think really grew on me was Max.
Loved Max.
Max is a fucking baddie.
Underrated.
Best character of the whole book is Geraldine.
Oh, without a doubt.
That is, she deserves everything, and she is the most important character, and I hope she has all of the buttery bagels she could want.
Period, queen.
So, per the usual, let's just go through per the usual. Please like, subscribe, and follow on all platforms. We are The Story Is Pod at Spotify, Apple Podcast, right? Right, I got that right.
Got it.
YouTube. We are on Instagram and TikTok, all at The Story Is Pod. You can follow Katie for all of the new baby content, and by baby we mean fur baby. Dorian, and your handle is
That's Katie Mitchell.
You can follow me for all of my daily hunt updates at 888, and I know you think that it's hard, but people find me, so I'm just saying.
Oh, good. I'm glad
They found me.
I'm so glad they found you.
I can't tell you that it'll be super interesting other than me and my pup, but my pup is very interesting.
He's very cute. The dogs are very cute. The dogs were, I would say, not great this week.
That's so funny. Do you get served? We rate dogs. The dogs are good again
this week. My dogs were not good this week.
My baby slept pretty good last night for me, so
Honestly,
it won't be tonight because I have to work tomorrow morning. So
it's so hard.
We'll talk about this on Tuesday's episode. We'll give you a full debrief on what's happening with Pupgate 2026.
Part 6 and 7. We'll have all the updates there for you. More to come. We'll see you on Tuesday. Love you, mean it. And on that note,
Cheers.
Cheers, and
go read your book.